There's no seed planting. There's none of that when you're brand new. It's all about who can you help and becoming silver and helping 3 people. And that's it. There isn't anything fancy. As you start moving towards 5 on your team and 10 on your team and 20 on your team, you start noticing that your enthusiasm is always going to be the most important thing you have. And you're actually better when you know less. Okay? But you plant seeds. So think about it like this. If you meet somebody or you're just talking to whomever and you start saying to them, oh, just start with the triplex. Oh yeah, blah, 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 just start with the triplex. Just start with the triplex. You've not taken the time to ask them any questions. Now, it will plant the seed that this is a one-size-fits-all product, and that's not true. Yes, it is, but no, it's not, because everybody wants to feel like they are uber, uber special, which of course they are, but no, they're not. Okay? And so when you think about it, and you're talking to people, you want to ask them questions because it helps you to pre-qualify. And what does pre-qualify mean? There's 3 boxes you can put them in Plexus. There's retail customer, preferred customer, and team member. Now, I did not say wholesale ambassador because that's garbage, and knock that off. Okay, there's 3 places. So when I meet you or we're just out and about, I am always listening for clues because I'm gathering information in the back of my head. I see you drinking a rock star. Ding, 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 tired. I see you dragging a leg. Ding, 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 pain. I see that you just had a baby, or you've got a pot belly, or you've got acne, or you've got obvious something. I'm always looking at things and categorizing it in my head, because when I go to talk to you, I'm planting seeds. I'm always asking questions. So when you ask me, well, today, for example, I had a woman and she messaged me. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Oh, Susan. So Susan messaged me and she said, hey, do you sell Plexus? And I said, yes. Now I met her at bar 3. Here's what planting seeds look like. I noticed she stood like she is in pain. I was listening to her talk to the bar 3 owner, and I genuinely was interested in her. I liked her. I wanted to work with her, but I have to put her in a box later, right? So I'm trying to build this relationship with her. I made a post on Facebook that tagged bar 3, and she liked it. And I've been trying to fish her out because I couldn't find her. So I friended her months ago, okay? So that's planting seeds. I stood there, I was at bar 3, that's a seed planted. That says I'm a healthy, focused person. When she messaged me today, she said, I've been having challenges ever since I had surgery and had an appendix removed. Now here's what troubleshooting looks like. She said, do you sell Plexus? Because her sister is my dentist and she goes to bar 3 with me, but she just doesn't know this. And so I said to her, I do. What are you looking to improve? So you need to write that down, because one of the pre-qualification questions I ask is, well, gosh, Sue, yeah, I do sell Plexus. What are you looking to improve? And if it's face-to-face, it's quiet. If it's tick, 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 typing, there's nothing. But I'd already been planting seeds with her previously. Now I ask a question and then I'm quiet. And she messaged me back and she said, I have GI distress, I have this, I have that. Now listen what happens next. I said, okay, if you were trying to improve something, you said GI distress, what does that mean? Because I want to know, is she constipated? Is she blowing up in her belly? Does she have cravings? Does she have extra weight? Is she trying to gain fat? Or gain muscle? Is she trying to, lose fat? Like, what are we doing? And so these are simple little questions, and she messages me back. And she says, ba-bump, 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 ba-bump. Now, I can tell you that you and I both know, if you've been in Plexus for more than 30 days, that I could have told her from the beginning, yes, I do, you should start with a triplex. Aimee, your friend that owns bar 3 uses it, and your sister uses it, but you don't know that because obviously your sister's not telling anybody, and I could just vomit Plexus. But pre-qualifying and planting seeds is a process, and I am troubleshooting the process with her. So when she got back to me and she said this, I messaged her back, and I said, you are a perfect match for what Plexus was designed to do. And this is what it does. And I gave her the triplex. I said, a drink that does this and 2 capsules that do this. The purpose of the product is to get to the root of the challenge. Because, oh shoot, you guys, I forgot to tell you this part. I asked her, knowing the answer, when you had surgery, did you have antibiotics? That's all I asked. So what do you want to improve? Did they put you on antibiotics? Sounds like a perfect match. This is what it would do. And then I listed out, and it's super simple. And I know you're going to ask me, so I'll tell you. I said, BioCleanse and helps to calm the body and move trash out from yeast overgrowth. Probiotics, get to the root of the problem better than any type you've ever had. And then a drink, it's called Slim, super simple. It'll help refeed that gut garden so you can heal some of that damage done by the antibiotics. You'll find yourself not being as bloated, not having these issues as you start to repair. And she said to me, how long will this take? So here's my next seed, right? I'm troubleshooting. I said 4 to 5 months for the body to flip over all of its cells. And she said, that's not bad at all. Okay, so what have I done? I'm not telling somebody to try the triplex. I didn't assume. She bought into the fact that this was special for her. She bought into the idea that I wasn't selling her something. She bought into the idea that this is going to take 3 to 4 months, okay? Because it will. So then I give her my website. Now, first I sent her the XOS video of me doing the triplex because that's a darn good video. And because it has emotion. So I want the point of all of this drawn out for those of you that are red personalities that are like, shut up. But for those of you that really want to see the steps, this is what I do. Now, I can tell you it will take minutes for me to do it, minutes. And I ask the same thing every time. Well, gosh, Jeannie, that sounds interesting. Now, have you been suffering with that for a while? Have you tried things? Wow. Okay, well, what are you trying to improve? Okay, well, that sounds good. And so I believe that we're a perfect match for you. So let me go ahead and show you which products that are appropriate for you. Now, sometimes, you guys, that's Edge. Sometimes that's X Factor Plus. I don't always start with the triplex. But what I'm doing is troubleshooting. So then here's what happens. I will then contact her within 5 days. So she has gotten her product ordered. I have told her, and this is super important. Your follow-up has to happen in a rhythm. So I write it on my calendar, and I know that I'm going to be contacting her within 5 days. So what am I going to tell her on the front end? Your product's going to arrive, and this is how you're going to start it, because she's all jacked up. I start them simple. Please stop telling people to start 20 of this and 14 of that, and then, if you grind this up into a special powder and throw it into the air like, unicorn fluff balls, and then the magic happens. You're creating an expectation that our product is very difficult to work with, and your troubleshooting is twice as hard as mine. Not because I have more knowledge, but because I'm simpler, okay? So when I start people, if they are uber jackered up, I start with BioCleanse, ProBio 5, and Slim. If they're normal, hormonal problems, weight loss, weight gain, simpler, jackered, but simpler, Slim, BioCleanse, ProBio 5. It's the same thing. There's no 2, 3, 4. There's no take it upside down and on your head. And that's it. And so I tell them the moment you get your product, you let me know. So within those first 5 days, by day 5, they've already started it. Okay? And they're either starting with BioCleanse or they're starting with Slim. It's super simple. There's nothing hard. So when I call, again, it goes back to questions. I'll call her and I'll say, Sue, tell me what you noticed first off. Is it sweet or sour? And then she'll say, oh, it's kind of sweet. I'll say, isn't that fabulous? Tell me in your day, where are you going to take the product? Like where in your day is this going to happen? So number 1, they got an opinion out. Number 2, I didn't ask them an empty question. Don't ask empty questions. Your follow-up is a mess. How's it going? Fine. What do you think? It's good. Are you taking it? Okay. And your ambassadors are your best customers, so you got to treat them the same. Don't expect them to know what they're doing just because they signed up to be an ambassador. They're just as goofy. So at day 5-ish, I get back a hold of them and I'll just say, what do you think? Is it sweet or sour? Because they want an opinion. And I'll say, oh, you're a super taster. Isn't that exciting? It tastes different for everybody. And for me, it tastes like pineapple. So it depends, but I'll tell you a secret, you guys. The flavor tastes different based on where they are in their detox. I had a customer of mine one time tell me it tasted like onions. Wow. Okay. She had some clogged up stuff going on. But that's what I ask. I ask those two questions. Tell me if it was sweet or sour. Tell me what part of your day you're going to put it in. Is that doable for you? Okay. And usually for me, it's slim in the morning and 2 each of the capsules at night. That's it. And if I know, because I'm a listener, that they work swing shift and I need to help them troubleshoot on the front end. So when are you going to take it that's convenient for you? They will own it, and they'll not say to me, oh, man, I just can't, I've got 3 months backed up. And then you're troubleshooting. Well, why are you troubleshooting? Why didn't you fix that on the front end? Okay, when are you going to take it? Yo. All right, so that's what I'm doing. And so I'm helping them see plexus as a part of their life. See, y'all don't know I got a psych degree too, right? I do. And I get a little excited when people are hard to work with. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Mess with me. Let's see. Keep going. Okay, so basically what you're saying is you're lazy. Okay, no problem. I got you. All right, so when do you follow up again? Well, I keep connected to them, and I put them in a Facebook group that I stay connected to that is specific to me. I'm sure you all have one. And usually around day 10, notice the rhythm, day 10, I follow up again. The key to this business is follow up. You can know nothing. And if you check on people and love on people, you will get all the way to the top. And day 10, I do the same thing. I will ask them, tell me about your water. So that's my question around day 10. Tell me about your water. Well, don't ever ask, do you drink enough water? Because everybody's going to think they do, and they're full of yeah. Okay, so I ask, tell me about your water. Do you use an app? Do you put rubber bands on a cup? Do you measure it out? And they'll say, well, now listen, everybody, I keep a note about the person. This is a person that had an appendix out. This is a person that has yeast issues. This is a person that's got these issues. And I make a couple notes about each person in my calendar when they start, and then I highlight them, and I keep those notes, and I go back, and I'll say, Sue started on whatever today is. We've been sick for 6 days. I have no clue what today is. I just know it's Monday. And so I'll go back and put Sue started, and then I will then write down those couple things, and I will ask that person about their water. And I know one of her goals is weight loss. Well, she needs to be drinking half of her body weight in ounces. But if I had thrown all of that at her day 0, I would now be troubleshooting because I didn't put effort in on the front end. So I ask on day 10, I follow up again. Say, so tell me, when are you drinking your water? What does that look like for you? And then it opens a conversation that's not, are you drinking enough? Because they don't know what that means. And then you can walk them through, and that will give them that opportunity. Then that's where I will say, tell me other changes you've noticed. Okay, so tell me other changes you've noticed. And that's where I start writing them down. They do not expect that there's some crazy miracle that's going to happen. I keep reminding them that their body is unique and amazing. It's unique and amazing. It's going to take time. They knew that on the front end. I will tell them that I look for changes on the front end, and then I start looking for things later. And that's that day 10. Okay, so let's talk about day 20. Day 20 is ugly, you guys, because if they have, and most of the people, if you think about how you post and how you talk, you are purposely advertising to a jackerwampus up group of people. You are talking about hormones, and you're talking about gut health, and you're talking about pain. Why don't you go after a market that's easier? I mean, you're telling me that you have problems with these follow-ups, but when you think about it, you're going after a market of people that really requires a lot of effort. And so you have to stay connected to them. And so you're not trying to create the miracle, you're giving them a tool that could help them. So in that day 20, guess what they're having? Die off. Okay, so how do I address it? I will call and I will say, tell me how you're doing. I don't spend a lot of time messaging people and texting people. I call. Because if I don't call, you're talking about people's poop. I mean, come on. If I don't call, then you have to. Some things were very social media, but some things you got to kind of be a little old school. People want to connect. Even if I'm voice messaging on Facebook, or even if I'm video messaging on Facebook, they need to see, they need to hear the passion and the excitement. I have thousands and thousands of team members. This is important because if I can stay connected to them in their first 30 days, then I can keep them moving. So day 20, I will say to them, tell me what you're enjoying. I'll also ask other variations of that. Tell me what you're enjoying. Tell me if you're able to stay consistent drinking Slim when you drink coffee, like whatever it is that they told me they were going to do. I want to know that they're still being consistent, and I want to know they're drinking their water, and I want to know, and then I want to help them troubleshoot some of the challenges they're having. So when I call this woman and I say, tell me how, tell me what you're experiencing this week. What kind of changes have you started to see? I'm like this kid with enthusiasm because I know that if they're having problems, we're on the right track, okay? And so that's where I say, because who makes the best ambassadors? The miracle people. And so I love it when I call them and I was like, hey, tell me what's going on. They will say, well, I started having some headaches. And I'll say, what else? And I'll write it down, headaches. I did notice that I have better energy. Fabulous. Tell me about your sleep, right? I'm always checking on water, sleep, energy. I'm always checking on those things, but I don't roll it out. I'll say, okay, so, but you're having some headaches. Okay, what else? Well, I noticed that, I got a little constipated. I don't even want to tell you this. I'll say, that is great news. And they'll say, oh, you're weird. I said, but we knew that. We knew I'd get excited about these things. So I'm a little curious. Tell me how you're using the products again. I want to make sure that they're using them properly, simply and properly, okay? And if I need to increase ProBio 5, because constipation is usually a sign of lack of water, or they need to increase their probiotic activity. And so I'll help nudge that along, but I equip them with the excitement that they are on the right track and that this is good stuff. Now, if they are, foot on the floor, oh my gosh, this is like the worst thing ever. And that can happen because I've had people start all the products at once. They basically are taking like a bottle a day and then their whole body is broken out. I will say to them, is this a deal breaker? And that's probably one of the other most important questions you'll ever ask when they start saying they're having these problems. So, Sue, you're drinking your water consistently. That looks fabulous. You are pulling toxins out of your body so fast. You are taking your products consistently. I love that your schedule works for you. Kudos. That is awesome sauce. And now you're pulling some stuff out that's old and nasty and it's not fun. So to me, not to make you mad, but you're on the right track. But tell me, is that a deal breaker for you? Or are you willing to keep on the path towards more balanced and greater health? And then they'll own it. And if they own it, they don't balk. And they'll say, okay. And then they start moving on. So like 99% of the people that will start on our products, they're not the 1% that see the business. They're the ones that want to dicker with the product. But I said in the beginning, I put people in three buckets. I'm going to loop back towards that. That is a conversation. If you were a fly on my wall, you would hear me have that same conversation probably like 20 times a day. I'm saying the same thing every time. It is a skeleton that I use all day long. And it helps me help create ownership, barely any troubleshooting, and helping them on day 20 fix their subscription. I will walk them through how to add X Factor Plus. I will walk them through how to add Mega X. I'll walk them through how to change their triplex to Slim and BioCleanse only plus X Factor Plus. If you're engaged with them from the beginning, then they know that these are some of the other things that are coming down the road. And then you never feel like, where'd my team go? Where'd my customers go? Because you left them. You're like side of the road Nelly, and you have to do all this troubleshooting now, which is really, you didn't know any better, and so you didn't put the time in on the front end to qualify, Okay. So that's how I take that conversation. And if I'm seeing people really struggling with product, you guys, it's okay to back off and to, don't take Slim for 2 or 3 days and then re-add it back in. Don't take, BioCleanse for a day or two, or maybe you need 4, or maybe you need more than that. And people always ask me this question, BioCleanse and ProBio 5, put them together. There is no canceling. And if you call customer service recently, they have updated information, but that's yaya. And the two together, it's better because the magnesium in the BioCleanse accelerates the chitinase in the ProBio 5, and it gets to the root of the yeast overgrowth more efficiently. So just remember, when it comes to product, all is not lost. When you have a finger on what's happening with your new customer or your new ambassador, you never feel like something is spun out of control. Remember that they're simple, they're powerful, and they're going to cause change if the people are consistent, they keep their water up, and they're staying the course, okay? And it will come together. But when I help somebody decide, can I tell you this super quick, Jeannie, how I help somebody decide if they're gonna be an ambassador or not?
Yeah, I would love it. Go for it.
Okay, so you have 3 boxes you put people in, which I'm always telling people, don't put people in a box. But when you have 3 buckets, okay? So when I meet you, Jeannie, and I ask the question, what would you like to improve? And you tell me, and we go through this whole simple 2-minute back and forth, one question, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. When you get to the end and you say, okay, I see that I have retail, I have preferred, and I have ambassador. Which one do I do? And this is where I ask, I think, what really one of the most important questions, because you have 3 lanes to put them in. Now, I don't believe everybody should just be an ambassador. So I will say, Jeannie, I know you told me that you really want to help your GI health and you've got a lot of gas and bloating. Are you looking for a quick fix, or are you looking for something that will help you forever so you're not having these issues? Do you want to get to the root of it, or do you just need something fast? Now, I always work with a book. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. My cleaning lady's coming, and I took everything off my desk. So, and my in-laws were in my office. But I use our brochure, and I will take a pen as I'm talking to you, if I'm person to person, which I usually am, or I'll show you online because I'm usually doing it via Zoom or something. I will circle the retail and the preferred, and I will say, if you say to me, I want something, I just need better energy, I just want it now, I don't want to wait 6 months, a year, I'm not dealing with that, I'll say, here you go. This is the best place for you, is retail, right here. That is a one-time commitment. Let's get you 30 days of fabulousness, and away you go. And they'll say, okay, I don't like that price. I like the better one. Okay, well, you can order it consistently and you can be a customer. But what you're talking to me about, because you're going to order X Factor Plus, you're going to be a customer right here. Which type of customer? 100% okay with me. I'm going to take care of you. We're going to stay connected. But you guys have got to stop telling people, well, don't you know somebody and you can get your product for free and blah, 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 blah. You can tell a person is a sparkly person, a man or a woman, from moment one. They start asking you about the business. They start asking you about product. They start writing down everybody they know. They're already doing that. And then, of course, they're going to go towards the ambassador. But I put them in a box based on that question. Are you looking for a short term? Or are you committed to making long-term changes from the root of the problem? And then it allows me to say, okay, then you'll need to be a customer. Okay, one time or continual. If they want the better price, preferred is the better price, y'all. Because then what happens is if they become an ambassador and you're prompting them, so when I do ambassador, they'll say, well, why? That's the better price. And I'll say, that is, but let me ask you a question. Do you know somebody that you'd want to help? Could you start thinking about some of the people you'd want to help right now? I don't ever talk about, you can be a silver and you can get your product paid for. And most people come towards our business because they need help, and we attract helpers. You have a very small amount of people that are really into the business side, and they will tell you that on the front end. But if they say, well, no, I don't want to tell anybody I'm doing this, then why are you signing them up as an ambassador? And then they get all irritated and then they're not even responding, and then you're sitting there thinking your points are going to go up and they didn't. Well, you stuck them in a, you didn't troubleshoot on the front end. You didn't qualify them. So that's where I would say, take a minute. You have done nothing wrong to this point. Nobody gets to win the they did everything wrong in the business ribbon but me. And so when you think about all the crazy things you've done and said to people, I don't want to stop anybody from becoming an ambassador. I think everybody would benefit from being an ambassador. But there are very obvious opportunities where you're telling them they would benefit from triplex, and come on, you're like dragging them. They're not going to do anything. And so for the most part, troubleshooting the issues you run into as you build your business go back to pre-qualifying. So tell me a little bit more about what you want to achieve. And they will tell you. And then you'll say, then it sounds like you're a good match for preferred. Well, it sounds like you really should stick with retail. Gosh, you know what? You'd be an incredible ambassador. And that's where you're starting the process of qualifying. And then you're saying it all over again. Tell me what you'd like to achieve. How fast do you want to get there? Okay. So our business really is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's it. It's not complicated. And if you're running into issues where how many should they take or when should they start it, you got to stick to the simple, because you got to think about, they were not attracted to something long and drawn out and complicated. So don't make it long and drawn out and complicated. And so that's it. You have questions for me?
Love it, Aimee. Serena likes it. She's my nurse down here clapping at you. She was like this the whole time. I saw her totally agreeing. That was amazing, Aimee. I love it. Does anybody have a quick question for Aimee? Edith, go ahead. If you don't mind, Aimee.
She asked, hey, I wanted to ask you, because I know your brilliant brain. Tell me about, I just heard that the old Slim is better for some of the people that have autoimmune disorders, better than the new pink drink. I just heard this through a grapevine that some of our people that were doing really well with it before aren't doing as well. And so we've got people going back onto the old Slim. Do you know anything about that? Are they autoimmune?
Well, here's the thing I can tell you. That original Slim is not ours, and it's not going to be around. So you don't want to get attached to something. And I do know that Plexus will never leave you hanging. So you want to think about, I don't know grapevine gossip stuff. I do know that the new Slim, it is incredible, but not every product is appropriate for every person. I don't take P96. I can't eat whey. So, I just think that that's something that you want to think about. And I always am a little concerned about our rumor mills and Plexus. Like, wow. Don't put the ProBio 5 with the BioCleanse, because they oxygenate each other out. Really?
Yeah, never agreed with that one. Yep.
I heard that one.
Well, and you get slaughtered if you said it out loud. And so I finally stopped responding.
Yep. That's the way I've always taken it. For 5 years, I've taken it like that. And I'm like,
my issues improved. Yeah. So what other questions do you guys have?
Anybody else have a question? If you guys want to unmute. Serena, go for it.
Okay, Aimee. Okay, so this, I'm yellow and green through and through. So tell me about this skeleton thing that you do, like, those typical steps that you take every single time you start someone out, and how you duplicate that with your team, because I really have been trying different ways to kind of help those newer ambassadors who really do want to try to run with it, and just having them, here's a great step-by-step, these questions. And I loved your questions. I thought they were very, they kept the conversation going, which leads to another question, which leads to another question, and I think those kind of things are super helpful. Not that everybody fits in those same things every single time, because I constantly am personalizing everybody. I personalize everybody. But anyways, but I do like that what you were talking about, that skeleton of I asked this and this and this,
Well, and I appreciate that, but remember what I said. Brand new people are not going to do that.
Right.
They don't have the knowledge base about the product yet. And when I say knowledge base about the product, it's not all the little weird nuances that we all know or things we've discovered or we start, Googling. What new people have a different way of working with their people. Theirs is pure enthusiasm and a whole lot of come with me on this journey. And you want to foster that. The more you spend time trying to teach somebody something that's difficult, the buy-in isn't going to be there yet. They don't have a paycheck yet. So in my mind, when I'm working with new people, I start talking with them very quickly about posting about being taking their health journey to a new level. And I keep a monitor on watching my new people that they're doing that. Did they post about taking their health journey to a new level? They're so excited. Are they creating a curiosity buzz within their own friend group? Okay, I don't have them post Plexus, and I do not have them post about, here's my website, be part of Plexus with me. But when they're brand new, I want to involve them in a launch. If I'm local to them, I want to do a launch. I want to get their people on Zoom. I want to get them in 3-way chats on Facebook. I want to get them in 3-way phone calls on the phone. I want to get them in private Zooms. And so every new person, I try and do a 3-way something at least 10 times. The ones that start really getting going. Okay. And it's the same thing every time. That's called onboarding. If you look at their the welcome kit, it says, what is their why? So look at my note because I'm doing this as part of a training right now on this one note, but the brand new ones are different than you. You can grasp what I just said about a framework, a skeleton that you follow, but you can grasp that. Your brand new people need to just be excited. They need to post. They need to start taking all the people that are excited and putting them in a group with you. You encourage them to start writing down all the people they know they want to help. You're not really using Frank's list names and 64 lists, but they're doing it. They just don't know it. And then I don't talk to them about going silver. I talk to them about helping their first 3 friends. And then they get going faster because they're finding themselves, they're part of a team. And I ask them, if your wildest dreams came true, what would that benefit in your life? Like who? I'm digging for their why. Okay, so you're posting and people are asking, we're doing these 3-way conversations. And in the 3-way conversation, you be the one that shows them. And by the 4th to the 5th to the 6th people, you'll say, do you see that I ask the same question every time? Yeah. And they're like, yeah. Like, yeah, our job's pretty easy, huh? Yeah. And so I do that over and over and over and over and over again with them because they're learning the product as they use it. You're teaching them how to use the product themselves. You're asking them the same questions, and all you want to do is get into their friends group. You do it. They don't know how. And then as they get those first 3 accidental team members, and then you start helping those people, you start doing, watch me, you do part, now you do it. Watch me, you do part, and you do it. And it helps them move up really fast. So I love that you love the framework, but you cannot teach a brand new person that because they would never know what to do with the information. When I was brand new, if you said to me, oh, I had appendix surgery. Well, okay. I want to have less gas and bloat. Oh, well, I don't know what product helps that. Okay. So that's where you want to think about. You are that brilliant yellow-green. The steps you do with that first person is get them posting, get them over into 3-ways, get together with them personally, start creating movement. Okay.
Great answer, Aimee.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That girl rocks her 3-ways. She's amazing at it. So.
That's it. Yeah, stop teaching them the other new stuff. I think that you're going to remember, and I know Jeannie would agree, Plexus has so much amazing information, so much, and so many incredible top leaders that do it very differently.
Yep.
But at the core, it's meet the people, sell to the people, recruit the people. And the flavor that looks like is totally unique to that person. But your job as an active recruiter is to shut out the noise, go back to what they get in their kit, and think about, how can I get them telling their friends? How can I start helping them answer questions? How can I keep them moving on their health journey and helping them see ways to then talk about their health journey in a way that creates curiosity for their friends? And that's it. The rest of it, I think that especially when we're green and yellow, which, you know, I'm actually red, yellow, I'm not green. And so I struggle because I want to give so much information, but the key with new people is simple, 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 simple. And once they start replicating, then they can start handling a little bit more. Yep. They'll go look it up anyway, by the way. And when you say, you don't need to know what alpha lipoic acid does, just tell them you feel better. Totally. They're going to look it up.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly right.
So my question when people start doing that is, what are you going to do with that information? Who are you going to share it with? Who are you going to help? Who are you going to help get on this journey? I'm loving that you know all this. I'm thrilled that you read every book under the sun about Candida. I'm thrilled. Now, who are you going to help with that information? Because I want to see you, Serena, moving. I don't want to see you becoming a master student. I want to see you becoming a master network marketer. And a master network marketer is the person that takes the info, figures out the emotional connection, and shares it. And it's over and over again, okay? Because otherwise, I mean, I can geek out all day long, but it doesn't make me a money.
That's pretty good.
Okay. All right, Jean.
All right. Aimee, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to your family because you've spent a lot of your time with us. So
appreciate you.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and everybody on here I know just loved hearing you, Aimee. Thank you again so much.
You're welcome, you guys. I appreciate you. Bye.
Love you, Aimee. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Thank you guys for joining in.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.